There are 5 hidden signs that prove he wants you badly but is trying to fight his feelings. And I'm going to say something that might sound completely backwards. The guy showing you these signs is probably acting colder toward you than any other man in your life right now. The one who seems the most distant is actually the one who wants you the most. The one pulling away, acting like he doesn't care, making you feel completely crazy with his mixed signals. That's the guy who's falling hard and totally freaking out about it. I know it seems like it makes zero sense. You might think, if he really wants me, why doesn't he just show it? Why does he pull away? Why all the confusion? Here's the truth. The stronger his feelings get, the stranger his behavior becomes. Most women see this and assume he's just not interested. They walk away from a man who actually wants them more than anyone else. They completely miss what's really happening. Stay with me because what I'm about to explain will change the way you understand men forever. I'm going to show you the 5 specific signals that prove he's fighting his feelings for you. The little things he does that reveal everything he's trying to hide. And that one thing he does that looks like rejection, but is actually the biggest sign he's into you. Once you understand this, you'll stop second-guessing everything. You'll stop feeling confused and crazy. You'll start seeing what's really going on behind all those mixed signals. This isn't about games. It's about understanding how men really act when they catch real feelings. The kind of feelings that scare them. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what to do when a man is fighting what he feels for you. The one move that makes him finally stop running and admit what's been there all along. But first, we need to talk about why these feelings terrify him so much. And fair warning, the real reason might actually make you mad because it has nothing to do with you. So, why do men fight their feelings like this? Why does liking you turn into this whole weird push and pull thing? Here's what's going on. When a man develops strong feelings quickly, something happens that most women don't realize. His brain starts treating you like a threat, not a physical threat, but an emotional one. Signal number 1, acting different. Around you, deep down, he knows that if he allows himself to fully want you, you have the power to completely overwhelm him. Think about it this way. Have you ever wanted something so badly that you were almost afraid to have it? Because if you got it and then lost it, the pain would be unbearable. That's exactly what's going on in his mind. The more he likes you, the more his brain panics. It's like an automatic program runs in his head. If I don't fully want her, I can't get hurt. If I stay distant, I stay safe. If I act like I don't care, maybe these feelings will just go away. But feelings don't work that way. They don't disappear just because you try to ignore them. They grow stronger, they build up and eventually start leaking out in ways he can't control. That's when the signs appear, the cracks in his wall, the moments where he can't hide what he really feels. But here's the problem. Most women see these signs and think they mean the exact opposite of what they actually mean. So let's break down the 5 hidden signals. And I'm telling you right now, number 3 is going to shock you. You've probably been reading it as rejection this whole time. Before we get to it, do me a favor, hit that like button because signal number 3 is so counterintuitive you might think I'm making it up, but once you see it in action, you'll never misread a man again. Signal number 1, he's super inconsistent with his attention, but there's always a pattern. One day he's texting you constantly, sending funny stuff, asking about your day, really engaged. The next day, nothing, one-word answers. Suddenly, he's too busy to talk, acts like you barely exist. This isn't him playing games. It isn't him being flaky. This is him fighting a war in his own head. Every time he lets himself get close to you, fear rushes in and makes him pull back. But here's what to notice. When does he pull away? Does it happen every time you have a really good conversation? Every time things feel real? Every time you actually connect on a deeper level? That's not random. That's his panic button going off. Here's the part that will blow your mind. The better things go between you, the harder he pulls away afterward. If you had an amazing date and he suddenly goes cold for days, that's not rejection. That's him freaking out about how much he actually enjoyed being with you. Think about real life. You spend hours talking one night, he's opening up, you're laughing together. Conversation flows naturally. Everything feels easy and right. Then the next morning, nothing. He doesn't text first. When you reach out, his answers are short, cold, like the night before never happened. Your first thought, maybe you said something wrong, misread the signals, maybe he realized he's not interested. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is he's replaying the conversation in his mind, realizing how much he enjoyed it, how easy it was to talk to you, how much he actually opened up, and that scares him. So he pulls back to protect himself, to create distance, to convince himself it wasn't that big of a deal. But he always comes back. Maybe after a day, maybe after a few days, but he can't stay away because the feelings won't let him. Watch the pattern. Good connection equals sudden distance, then he comes back. That cycle is him fighting what he feels. The more consistent the pattern, the more likely his feelings are real and intense. If he didn't care, there'd be no pattern. He'd just be distant all the time, or fully engaged all the time, trying to reconnect with you. He wants to come back, but he doesn't want to admit why he left in the first place. Signal number 2, his body language is all over the place when he's around you. Watch how he acts physically when you're together. He's fidgeting constantly, messing with his phone, and can't seem to get comfortable. His body is literally torn between wanting to get closer to you and trying to protect itself. He might stand really close to you one moment, then suddenly step back. He might touch your arm while laughing, then immediately create distance again. There's one thing that gives everything away. Watch his hands. If he runs his hand through his hair or rubs the back of his neck when talking to you, that's a huge sign. It's an unconscious signal that he's nervous, that he's feeling something he's trying to control. Another big one, notice if his body is angled toward you even when he's not looking at you, like he's pretending to check his phone or talk to someone else, but his whole body faces you. That's his subconscious showing you what his conscious mind is hiding. When a man is fighting feelings for you, his body always tells the truth, even if his words don't. This is what makes this signal so strong. You can lie with words, you can control what you say, but body language is almost impossible to fake consistently. His body will always reveal what he's really feeling. Watch the small things. Does he lean in when you talk even while trying to act casual? Does he mirror your movements without realizing it? Mirroring is one of the strongest signs of attraction. It's completely unconscious. When we're drawn to someone, our bodies naturally try to match theirs. So if he's mirroring you while also acting like he doesn't care, that's the battle happening in real time. His body wants to connect, his mind is resisting. Also, pay attention to his feet. It might sound weird, but it's incredibly accurate. People's feet naturally point toward what interests them. So even if he's talking to someone else or looking at his phone, check where his feet are aimed. If they're pointed at you, that's where his real focus is. Watch his eyes too. Not just whether he makes eye contact, but what happens when he does. Does he hold your gaze a little too long, then quickly look away? Does he seem to force himself not to look at you? These are signs he's very aware of you and trying to control it. Signal number 3, and this one is totally counterintuitive. He gets meaner the more he likes you. I'm not talking about actual cruelty. I mean more teasing, more sarcasm, more playful digs. He makes fun of you more than anyone else. Here's why. When someone feels emotions they don't want to face, they often act the opposite. It's safer to tease you and keep things light than to be vulnerable and admit how they feel. So he'll roast you constantly, joke at your expense, act like nothing impresses him, roll his eyes at your stories, challenge what you say. Here's the real clue. The sharper the comments, the more he's fighting his feelings. Using humor to create distance feels safer than letting you see that he actually cares. But watch what happens when you're open and vulnerable first. When you share something personal or deep, his tone changes. The jokes stop. The sarcasm fades. For just a moment, you see the softer side he's been hiding. That shift is the real him breaking through. Everything else is just armor. Most women see teasing and think he sees them as just a friend, or worse, that he doesn't respect them. But if he teases you more than anyone else, that's proof you matter to him more. Here's how to tell the difference between casual teasing and this type. Look at his eyes and smile while he jokes. Is there warmth? Is he watching your reaction closely? Does he care whether you laugh or not? If yes, that's not dismissive teasing. That's him trying to get your attention and connect in the only way that feels safe. Also notice if he ever crosses a line and then immediately pulls back, like he says something that lands wrong and you see it register on his face. That moment shows your feelings matter to him. He's trying to play it cool but can't bear the thought of hurting you. Another layer. The teasing often grows when other guys are around. If he's more sarcastic or playful in a group, that's him trying to interact with you without being obvious. He can't openly flirt in front of everyone because that would expose how he feels, so he teases instead. It gives him a reason to focus on you while keeping things safe. Signal number 4, he remembers everything about you, and I mean everything. That random story you told 2 weeks ago about something at work, he brings it up out of nowhere. That food you said you hate, he remembers when you're ordering together. Something you're working toward, he asks about it. Here's the truth. When we're attracted to someone, our brain pays extreme attention to every detail. It's automatic. He's not forcing himself to remember. His brain just records it because you matter. When a man is fighting feelings for you, he becomes hyper-focused on every little thing. Even though he's trying not to care, he can't help it. And this next part is very specific. If he remembers tiny details about things you care about, things most people would forget, that's him showing you you're always on his mind. He'll bring up things you said weeks ago like it was yesterday. He'll reference inside jokes that barely count as jokes. He'll know your schedule without being told. That's not just being attentive. That's his mind being wired to notice you, obsessed with you while trying to act like he's not. Think about how rare this actually is. Most people barely remember what you said yesterday, let alone weeks ago. But this guy, he's filing away every detail. He remembers you had a meeting on Tuesday. He remembers that you don't like mushrooms. He remembers your mum's birthday is coming up. He even remembers the name of your childhood dog. These aren't things you made a big deal about. They're throwaway comments, little details that came up naturally in conversation, but he noticed them, he stored them, and he brings them up at random times. This matters because you can't fake it. You can't force yourself to remember details about someone unless you're genuinely interested. Your brain filters out what it thinks isn't important. So if his mind is holding on to everything you say, that means everything about you has become important to him. Watch for this too. Does he remember things differently than other people? Most people might remember the main point of your story, but he recalls the small details you mentioned in passing. That's next level attention. That's someone who's hanging on your every word, even while acting casual. Also notice if he uses that information, like if you mentioned loving a certain type of coffee and he randomly brings it for you, or if you said you've been wanting to see a movie and he suggests it. He's showing he cares through actions because words feel too vulnerable. Signal number 5, he acts noticeably different around you than he does with everyone else. You've seen him with friends, relaxed, funny, completely himself. But with you, there's tension, a weird energy that's always there. He's more aware of himself. He adjusts his clothes, checks his appearance, thinks over his words. That's not awkwardness. That's attraction he's desperately trying to keep under control. Here's the biggest clue. Watch his reaction when you mention other guys. Even casually, his energy shifts. He gets quiet, cracks a joke, or asks questions that seem casual but aren't. If he's pretending not to care, but his face or tone changes when you talk about another guy, that's jealousy he's trying to hide. When a man is fighting feelings for you, he can't fully hide how much it bothers him when he imagines you with someone else, even if he pretends it doesn't matter. Here's what that looks like in practice. You mention going out with friends and he seems fine. But the second you mention a guy, something changes. Maybe he goes quiet. Maybe he comments on the guy. Maybe he asks more questions than necessary. That's him assessing if the other guy is a threat. And here's the thing. He has no right to be jealous. You're not together. He hasn't made a move. But his emotions don't care. The thought of you with someone else triggers him. And that reaction proves how much he actually cares. Also notice how he behaves around other guys. Does he position himself near you, join your conversations, try to be funnier or more impressive? That's competitive behavior. He feels threatened and wants to prove he's the better option without saying it. Now here's where most women make huge mistakes when he's fighting his feelings. They either push too hard for answers or give up completely. Both are wrong, but one is more dangerous. If you push him with questions like, "What are we?" or "Do you like me?" hoping he'll respond, you trigger his fear so intensely he might disappear completely. It sounds harsh, but when a man is struggling with feelings this strong, you can't force him. You can't reason him into confessing. You can't overwhelm him with attention and expect walls to drop. But you also can't walk away and hope he figures it out. He'll convince himself he was right to guard his heart, that those feelings weren't real, that he dodged something. So what do you actually do? You create safety, but subtly. Here's what works, and it's so simple most women miss it. Stay steady when he's all over the place. Don't match his hot and cold. Don't chase when he pulls away. Don't go cold yourself. Stay calm, grounded. Show through actions that you're not going anywhere, but also that you're not desperate. You're solid, steady, completely unfazed by his back and forth. This does something powerful to his mind. It proves his biggest fears aren't real, that you won't hurt him, that maybe it's actually safe to let his guard down. Think about what he fears. He's afraid if he fully likes you, you'll leave, reject him, change your mind, or hurt him somehow. By staying consistent, you show him his fear is wrong. You prove you're safe and not going anywhere. Here's the key most women miss. Give him space, then return with something that adds value. Don't crowd him. Don't text constantly asking why he's acting weird. Don't demand answers. Let him breathe. The more pressure you apply, the harder he resists. But when you give space, don't vanish completely. Come back with something light, funny, or that made you think of him. Something that adds to his life rather than demanding from it. This creates a mental pattern. When she's around, life feels better. When she's not, I miss that. Practically, it looks like this. He pulls back. You don't freak out. You don't demand answers. You let him have his space without chasing or doubling down. You stay steady, calm, and confident. That's how you make a man stop fighting feelings he can't ignore and finally step toward you. Text. You just live your life. Then a day or two later, you reach out with something simple, a funny video, a meme that reminded you of an inside joke, something he mentioned he liked. You're not asking for anything. You're not bringing up the distance. You're just adding something positive to his day. This is powerful because it shows him you're not needy or clingy. You're not sitting around waiting for him, but you're also not playing games or punishing him with silence. You're just being a positive presence in his life without pressure. Be vulnerable first, but do it strategically. Share something real about yourself, not insecurities, not neediness, but something that shows depth, a fear you're facing, a goal you're working on, something meaningful. When you show him that being vulnerable doesn't mean being weak, he starts feeling safe enough to be vulnerable too. That's when his walls really start to come down. Here's the key to vulnerability. It has to be authentic, but not heavy. You're not trauma dumping. You're not making him your therapist. You're letting him see a real side of you beyond the surface. This does two things. First, it shows him you trust him enough to be real. Second, it gives him permission to be real too. Most people are afraid to be vulnerable first, but when someone else does it, it creates an opening, a space where it suddenly feels safe to share real things. Don't react to his tests because he will test you. He'll pull back to see if you chase. He'll act indifferent to see if you get needy. He might mention other women to see if you get jealous. Pass every test by staying calm, neither cold nor distant, just centered in your own worth. When he sees you don't need his validation to feel good about yourself, something major shifts. The power dynamic flips, and suddenly he's worried he might lose you. Here's what most women don't understand. These tests aren't planned consciously. They come from his insecurity. He's testing to see if you'll act like women from his past. He's testing if his fears are valid. Each time you pass a test by not reacting as he expects, you break down his walls a little more. And the most important part, live your life fully, whether he's in it or not. When he sees that you're not sitting around waiting for him to figure out his feelings, when he watches you thriving on your own, something changes in his mind. His fear of losing you becomes stronger than his fear of getting close. That's when he stops fighting completely. The truth is, men aren't complicated. They're just scared. Scared of getting hurt, scared of being vulnerable, scared of wanting something so much that losing it would break them. When you understand that, everything makes sense. The pulling away isn't rejection, it's protection. The teasing isn't disrespect, it's deflection. The inconsistency isn't confusion, it's conflict between what he wants and what he's afraid of. Once you see this, you can't unsee it. You'll start noticing patterns everywhere. The way he looks at you when he thinks you're not watching. The way his voice changes when he talks to you versus others. The tiny moments where his guard drops and you see what's really there under all the walls. This is how you stop feeling crazy. This is how you stop second-guessing everything. This is how you finally see the truth behind the confusion. This is how you give him the space to finally stop fighting and start being real about what he feels. If this hit home for you, drop a comment below with the word yes, so I know you really get this. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, because next week I'm revealing the exact words to say when he finally stops fighting and admits how he truly feels. You definitely don't want to miss it.